Tonight on The Pulse, we have better news for Oski football, continued good news for Penn football, and some bad news for the women's golf team.
And some Penn athletes are taking their skills off the track to help a local homeowner. That and more next on OSP.
Welcome to another edition of Oskaloosa Sports Pulse. I'm Jason Van Zen.
And I'm Jason Madison.
After beginning the season 0-3, Oskaloosa football state playoffs hopes were a bit bleak as the team headed into the first Class 3A district game against Sheraton.
Fortunately for the Indians, that game was on their home turf against the Chargers, which had a slow start to their season with only one win. So would Sheraton add to Oski's woes, or would the Indians short-circuit the Chargers? We head to the highlights to find out.
As the Sheraton Chargers took the field at Lacey Stadium last Friday, Oskaloosa knew that this district game and the rest are all that matter from here on out. But on Oski's first drive, it looked like the same old story when sophomore Jared Pace coughed up the ball, giving the visitors a short field to work with. After taking the ball over on Oski's 21-yard line with 11 ticks on the clock, Sheraton moved into striking distance. And on Oski's 3-yard line, the Chargers run and stretch to find the end zone, taking a 7-0 lead with a little under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. On Oski's second trip down, the Indians' Jared Pace needed to turn things around after fumbling earlier. The speedback did so when he busted out this 18-yard run coming near side to pick up the Indians' first down of the game. A few plays later on Sheraton's 2-yard line, the Indians give the ball to fullback Nathan Van Veldhuizen, and he follows his blockers into the end zone to knot things up at 7-all with 4 minutes to go in the first. We head to the second quarter with Oskaloosa up 13-7 with a little over 5 minutes left. The Indians' defense stopped Sheraton on its 40, then came up with this big punt block to set up Oski's offense. With the ball spotted on the 30, again Pace shows off his speed to the outside, then pumps the brakes to shake the defender and cap off a 16-yard run. Then don't blink as Oski goes misdirection and hands off to number 22 Ty Sarver, who sprints for another score untouched, making it 19-7 Indians. The home team would head into halftime up 26-7 and roll on to a 40-20 win. OHS head football coach Mark Schilb was pleased with the turnaround his team displayed, especially after shooting itself in the foot early.
We can't turn the ball over. We fumbled the ball and gave them a short field and got down 7-0. But after that, I thought Jared played very well. He took care of the ball. I talked to him at halftime. The only real chance I felt like Sheridan coming back is if we would give him the ball. And we featured those backs there in the third quarter. They held on to the ball. Van Veldhuizen continues to be a strong runner up the middle, and that's what we had to do in the second half.
The Indians are on the road tonight as they travel to Norwalk to take on Class 3A's third-ranked team.
We'll have those results for you next week on Sports Pulse on Channel 7.
In the college ranks, WPU continued its flawless season, improving to 4-0 with a 48-14 win over Waldorf on the road. The victory keeps the Statesmen a perfect 6-0 against the Warriors since the series started back in 2006. Saturday, the Statesmen rushed for 459 yards while only airing it out once for 10 yards. And the defense was more stout, allowing a net gain of 343 yards while forcing 5 turnovers and produced 2 touchdowns. Penn's defense intercepted the ball 3 times, recovered 2 fumbles. As the NAIA released its second regular season top 25 poll, the Statesmen remain number 7. Defending national champion St. Xavier, Illinois, holds on to the number 1 spot, while Marion, Indiana, Georgetown, Kentucky, Morningside, Iowa, and Missouri Valley round out the top 5. Penn is the highest-ranked team from the Midwest League, while St. Ambrose is 10th, Grandview is 15th, and St. Francis, Illinois, is 17th. The Statesmen are off this weekend, but return to action the following Saturday, hosting Olivet Nazarene, Illinois, for Homecoming 2012 at 1:30 p.m.
Staying in the realm of college football, junior Brock Perry was named this week's Defensive Player of the Week by Midwest League officials. Perry earned his second award of the year due to his impact in Saturday's 48-14 win over Waldorf. The junior tallied a team-best 16 tackles and also returned a fumble for 96 yards and a touchdown. His 16 stops is a career high, while his touchdown is also his first of his career. For the year, he tops the Navy in gold with 42 tackles, 18 solo, and 24 assists. He also has one pass breakup and 2 fumble recoveries. Not only did the Midwest League honor Penn football this week, but so did Beyond Sports Network. Junior Perry King and the William Penn offensive line received recognition from BSN for their roles last Saturday. King tallied 2 interceptions and returned 1 for a 39-yard score. He was a big part of Penn's defense that forced a season-high 5 turnovers. On the other side of the ball, the offensive line were beasts up front, clearing runways for backs to gobble up 459 yards on just 57 carries, the most yardage for the program since posting 464 last October. When we come back, Ossie's cross-country teams had an outstanding meet down in Eddyville this week, and we'll tell you about the Penn track and cross-country teams giving back to the community.
You should see my bank. It can do awesome things. Mom says it's just like the 4 seasons. Always there. Helping communities grow and be a better place to live and work. All because my bank lives here too.
Live Iowa, work Iowa, bank Iowa. Member FDIC.
Bates Funeral Chapel, where community is more than just a location. Where compassion is more than just a feeling. Where history is more than just a time. Bates Funeral Chapel, where service is more than just a word.
The doctor is in and no appointments are needed. Come to Dr. Salami's today and let the doc heal your hunger. Come to Dr. Salami's for friendly staff, casual atmosphere, and good friends. When you get here, you'll be treated to affordable prices, hearty portions, and good food. So come on down to Dr. Salami's today, your place for good friends, good food, good times.
If you buy the renegade idea that investing should be discussed face to face, not just inbox to inbox.
If you believe that your relationship with your investments shouldn't be long distance.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and ThinkTime make a difference.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
Visit one of your friendly Oskaloosa reps today.
After splitting a pair over the weekend, the ladies were back on the road this Tuesday in Omaha, Nebraska for a triangular matchup hosted by St. Mary's College. This time around, the Lady Statesmen rolled over the competition, defeating host CSM in a 3-1 set and swept York, Nebraska 3-0. William Penn continues its road work, traveling to Galesburg, Illinois for the Knox 2-day tournament. Action begins this Friday at 3 p.m.
On the high school front, Oskaloosa moved to 3-0 in the conference as they crushed Pella Christian in 3 sets. The Indians were led by a strong senior core with Shawnee Willis and Kate Hasselman, both with 11 kills against PC. Allie Christensen had 33 assists on the night, while Kenna Veldhuizen was a solid defensively, coming in with 10 digs. OHS returns to Oskaloosa next Tuesday, hosting Grinnell, which is also undefeated in conference play. Down at the Eddyville-Blakesburg Fremont Cross Country Invitational, Oskaloosa was in a class of its own. The girls varsity ran away with first place with a low score of 30 over runner-up North Mahaska in its 50. Freshman Bailey Blythe stole the show, leading OHS squad that had 5 runners finishing in the top 10. Blythe crossed the finish line in 14 minutes and 59 seconds. On the boys' side, Oskaloosa also brought home the gold when it took first with 32 points to Eddyville-Blakesburg 35. The DeYoung brothers bringing home first and second individually. Skylar finishing in 15 minutes and 57 seconds, while Spencer racking it in at 16 minutes and 31 seconds. 3 other Indians finished in the top 10.
As a member of the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, or the NAIA, William Penn participates in the association's Champion of Character program. Respect, responsibility, integrity, sportsmanship, and servant leadership are the 5 core values that make up the program. Penn Athletics demonstrate those values during the year by taking part in a variety of community service projects here in Oskaloosa. Over the weekend, the Navy and Gold cross country and track teams paired up with Habitat for Humanity to lend a helping hand to a new homeowner.
Over the summer, to raise money for new track equipment at the Lacey Stadium, residents of Oskaloosa took up arms on the behalf of William Penn University for the first annual Duck Pluckers Ball. That particular event sparked the initiative of Valen McReynolds, a member of the Lady Statesmen cross country team and the executive director of Mahaska County Habitat for Humanity.
It's pretty addicting. I think community service is addicting.
Saturday, more than 30 athletes gathered outside the Musco Technology Center on Penn's campus to build 2 sheds for the housing program.
Instead of just asking, for money and donations for the track, which is a good thing, we want the people to be able to meet, the kids that they're also helping.
I feel it's a blessing.
I think it's just fun. I think this is going to be really beneficial.
The day was constructive for all, starting with Armand Thigpen. The sophomore could have been easily resting up for a day of college football.
I'd rather give back to the community than watching the game, because I can always catch a game or even watch ESPN later to figure out what's going on.
For junior Rosemary Bailey, volunteering on the sheds, but her busy 9-to-5 schedule on pause so she could do something for someone else.
This is actually kind of a break. I don't have to work. It's more like doing something fun, giving something.
As for Sharday Myers, the junior who's double majoring in education and social work, thinks helping out with Habitat for Humanity is giving her the hands-on experience needed for her future, and
that we're not just a track team at a college, that we also want to get involved with the community and that we want to be able to do more volunteer work.
While the athletes labored through the day, so did the new homeowner. Working side by side with the teams, Nicole Montavon, a single mother of 2, was touched by the group's selfless efforts.
It's really amazing just to see these kids not think of themselves. They're not being selfish. They're here to help, even though they don't know me, but they know the situation, that there's a family in need, and they're out here to give their time and their energy and their abilities.
From 8:30 in the morning to 5 in the evening, the 2 sheds were built from the ground up, giving the athletes a day in the life of their teammate Reynolds and the joy she gets from helping others.
I'm not poetic enough to describe it. It's just a feeling that it's so warm, and it's something that's very rewarding, and it makes you want to do more.
To find out more about Mahaska County Habitat for Humanity, call 641-295-5805 or visit our website, critv.org, and click on the Mahaska County Habitat for Humanity news link.
Another team helping out others this year is the William Penn Cheerleading. WPU cheerleaders will be collecting tabs from beverage cans to assist the Ronald McDonald House charities. The team will be accumulating the tabs and then delivering their collections to the Ronald McDonald House of Greater Des Moines. Head cheer coach Jill Thompson says her group already assists with a variety of community projects here in Oskaloosa and wants to do a bit more, reaching outside of the city limits.
We personally know lives that have been touched by Ronald McDonald House, whether it be in Iowa City or Des Moines, and we just felt that giving back to that is also helping our community just at a different level.
Collection boxes can be found at the entrance of all the home football games and basketball games, while supporters can also drop off tabs at the William Penn Athletic Office or give them to any Penn cheerleader. All of the funds generated from the tabs will be recycled and help offset housing expenses for the less fortunate. When we return, we're going to head out to the fairways with the Lady Statesmen golf program. It was a great weekend for some and not so great for one. We'll tell you more after this.
Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. The biggest stars, the classic hits, KIIC.
Go to Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa for all things black and gold and Cardinal in gold. It's one of the largest collections of sports gear for both teams anywhere in the state. Mahaska Drug has it all, including the Tyler Sash Foundation collection of Get Better Not Bitter shirts and wristbands. So who's your favorite team?
Hawkeyes! Cyclones! Hawkeyes! Cyclones!
Let everyone know with Hawkeye and Cyclone merchandise from Mahaska Drug and Oskaloosa. It's big, really big.
Great moments are born of great opportunity. Meant to be here tonight. One game. This is your time.
What if there was a program
where I could express my individuality,
create my visions, get the hands-on learning that I need,
a program where I could become something greater,
become something bigger?
When the Pizza Ranch bell is rung, an immediate response of significant movement ensues. As the bell is rung, salivating becomes prevalent. These behaviors occur due to the pull of crispy hand-breaded chicken and the pull of hot, melted real cheese on made-from-scratch dough with our fresh, manner-compromising sauce. And the appeal of our all-you-can-eat buffet can't be ignored. Pizza Ranch. And for delivery, give us a ring.
Welcome back. The Lady Statesmen started its golf outing well at La Crosse, Wisconsin, but then lost more than the tournament as the weekend ended. The Navy and Gold claimed medalist honors in the runner-up and individual categories as sophomore Maggie Yang shot 160 to hold off teammate freshman Demi Cruz by 2 strokes. Cruz carded an 83 and a 79. It was third career title for Yang. Both players have now placed in the top 5 in each of its 2 events this fall. Unfortunately, the good news ends there. Senior Courtney Crommuller suffered an injury earlier last week and had her right arm taped up for precautions after posting a 95, which was uncharacteristically high for Crommuller, withdrew from the tournament due to her injury. At the moment, it is unknown how long the returning honorable mention all-conference player will be out. Penn heads to Cedar Falls Sunday to play in the William Penn Central Challenge. The squad then stays on the road traveling to Lincoln, Nebraska Monday and Tuesday for the NAIA preview.
Between the posts, it's been a setback weekend for WPU soccer teams. Starting with the men in Oskaloosa, Penn 3-4 on the year had a tough time against Northwestern Iowa. In the second stanza of a scoreless game, it ended with the Raiders finally getting past sophomore goalkeeper Mason Bandy at the 52nd minute. The visitors capped off a 2-zip win over Penn after they added their second score in the 67th minute. Bandy ended the day with 6 saves. On the women's side, Penn had the same trouble as the men did with Northwestern, falling 3-1 in non-conference play. Trying to do better this week, WPU headed to Omaha, Nebraska to face St. Mary's. Out of the gate, a rough first half doomed the Lady Statesmen Tuesday. The home team tallied 6 first-half goals before Penn responded with his lone goal of the game. College of St. Mary's owned a 37-8 edge in shots, added 1 more goal in the second half. The women open their conference schedule this weekend when they host Mount Mercy. That's it for this week's show. Be sure to catch replays of OSP Fridays at 10 p.m., Saturdays at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., and 10 p.m., as well as Sundays at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and 10 p.m. here on MCG Channel 7. And make sure you watch us and the rest of CRI's programming online at critv.org.
That's going to wrap up this week's episode of OSP. We're not going to be back at our normal time on Friday because Oskaloosa High School taking on Keokuk. You can catch us on our replay time starting Saturday at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and 10 p.m. For my man, Jay Madison, I'm Jason Van Zett, and we'll be back next week with a brand new episode of OSP.